My name is Grayson King. Welcome back to the 17th episode of the IFC podcast. We're taking over from Braden from where he left off last year, and if y'all introduce yourselves, it'd be great.
I'm Jack Wagner. I'm Vice President of Recruitment for the IFC Executive Board.
I'm DJ Stobbe,
Yeah.
student at Ole Miss.
Awesome. So let's get it started. We got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
And yeah, I've never done this before, so I'm sure it'll get better with time. But
DJ, I'll start. So
Okay.
So first off, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from, what made you come to Ole
Okay.
Miss, and why you decided to rush here at Ole Miss, and kind of.
Yeah. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky originally, and I decided to come to Ole Miss just because the campus was awesome, good football team. Not a lot of people from my hometown were coming here. I kind of wanted to get outside my bubble, meet some new people, and Ole Miss was that place. So
what made you decide you want to join a fraternity?
I wanted to join a fraternity just because it was very prevalent on campus. My dad was in a fraternity when he was in college. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that. It's a good way to meet people, good way to get involved in the campus, good way to be involved in philanthropy. And I went KA, and I've got my brothers for life there. I made a great decision. So,
Yeah, my predecessor Braden, he's one of your good boys.
of course, yeah. Shout out Braden. Yeah. One of my best friends. Yeah.
Yeah, no, very happy with all the stuff he did for IFC in the past couple of years. He's definitely made this a much better place than he can.
So during your process of this is your fourth year, you're a senior here at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
What things in fraternity life have impacted you and left a lasting impression, and how has the fraternity and kind of the Greek life community changed you for the better over these 4 years?
I would say that the biggest thing about Greek life is just my friends who I've met. I would say one of the biggest things about college is just being surrounded by like-minded individuals, and I found my best friends through KA, through other fraternities, not just in KA as well. I think the overall Greek life is just a really good community of like-minded brothers, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, to just be surrounded by other people who are trying to grow in their faith, their spirituality, physically and mentally, and Greek life has helped me out a lot with that. So.
Speaking of other members from Greek life, I remember you that your last interview you mentioned a guy named Jackson Suster. You want to elaborate on him more, because I know you said he
Well, yeah, he DM'd me basically saying, about the run
for
club.
the run club, not just for everything.
Yeah, and I've really gotten to know Jackson basically just through Instagram, and now we've actually met in person. And yeah, he was the one who really just kind of made me think, like, you might as well just take the risk and try out a run club. I was nervous about starting it because, of course, like, shoot, what if no one came?
Mm-hmm.
But his DM really inspired me to go out in there and pursue it. And now we've built a community. We're only 2 run clubs in, and the second run club nearly had 30 people out there running on the track. I was like, it was just awesome. I mean, that morning, I just really felt truly blessed when I was out there on the track. It just kind of came full circle of like, this is my last year here, and this is exactly the type of impact that I want to leave. I just want to inspire people to get up early, move their body with new people, good vibes, start off the day right. So shout out Jackson again for sending the nice DM.
What was kind of your original inspiration to start posting on social media, and kind of what influenced that decision, and how that's impacted your daily routine and just you personally?
What inspired me to start originally posting on social media was just the fact that I want to go out there and post my life and hopefully inspire other people to better their own life. That was the whole premise of it. It was also an accountability factor for myself. Like, if I'm going to go out there and I was like, all right, I'm going to try and make one video a day, there's a certain accountability factor that also comes with yourself. If you're going to be disciplined in this aspect of life, it sort of sprinkles across all other avenues of your life as well. So that's what I've really enjoyed about social media, is also the self-accountability factor. But also the biggest thing is just living my life, like I said, and hopefully someone can take inspiration into, okay, maybe I can improve this avenue, or okay, he's doing this. Maybe how do I apply this to my own life? So that was a huge motivation for why I started.
Yeah, so that was one of my questions, was what made you decide to begin it. But What made you begin your fitness journey? Like how long have you been like working out? How long have you been running?
Okay, Grayson. Yeah, I can talk about fitness all day long.
We got plenty of questions about that.
Okay. As far as what started the fitness journey?
Like, what made you just really like want to begin bettering yourself? You know,
Okay.
because I know you said you like. I mean, getting up and running, it takes a lot of discipline. Usually, there's a factor that like kicks someone off to be like, you know what, I need to change.
Yeah. Well, the running, I was not always a runner. That's for sure. I started running probably about 9 months ago, and it's a very love-hate relationship with running. There's a lot of days where I don't want to run, and there's a lot of days where it feels great. But I just know that after I get it done, I just feel a lot better, mentally feel a lot better after I do it. That's probably what's the biggest thing now is, yes, it keeps me fit. It's good for your heart. But just mentally, I just feel so much better after a run. But yeah, it's definitely a love-hate with the running. I love working out. I love weights. I love body weights. But the running, yeah, running's hard. It's hard.
Do you enjoy running more than like going to South Rags doing like actual weights?
That's a good question. I would say that it teaches you very different things. Running definitely is harder. I've learned more lessons through running because there's a lot of times where, like I said, you wake up and you don't want to run, and those end up being the best runs. So I don't know. I only work out about 2 to 3 times a week in the gym. So whenever I do go, I absolutely love it because I'm fired up to get in there. But running, you know, there's some days where I don't want to do it at all. So
Yeah.
If you had to give somebody who's maybe on the cusp of beginning to be a runner or wanting to start improving themselves physically by working out more, what advice would you give to get that person over the cusp and to like lead them into just choosing that decision to start bettering themselves?
Yeah. Why you should start fitness, why you should really care about your health is without health, you have nothing. Like, if you dial in your fitness, if you care a lot about your health, that is going to sprinkle across your entire life because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So the moment that you really start taking your health seriously, your diet seriously, you're going to notice changes across your whole life. And not only that, but I've noticed that when I really started taking my health seriously, my energy is way higher. I'm in a better mood. I look better. I feel better. I just do better. Like, everything stems from your overall health. So when you really take control of that and you really take priority and that becomes a focus in your life, everything else sort of falls into place.
Well, we got to know. What's your protein recipe? You know, we've heard it a lot over social media.
Yeah.
We want to hear it.
The recipe is out there. I've made a video about it, but it's basically just 1 serving of oats. I'll do 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, some sort of fruit, usually a banana for the quick carbs, a little bit of honey, scoop of protein powder. You can do almond milk or milk. I usually just do water. I feel like the texture is a little bit better for me personally. And this is the best ingredient, Jack, is the 100%, 100% dark chocolate cacao. That's good. It's good for the flavonoids, good for the overall cortisol levels, and that's just an absolute superfood, honestly. Yeah.
Your honey, you get it locally because I know there's actually there's a guy in Greek life over here. He sells honey local from his farm in Mississippi.
Yes, yeah. If you can get local honey, that's absolutely incredible because that's going to help with your allergies too locally, and I don't know, it just tastes better for me personally, Grayson. So yeah, I'll try and get local honey if they've got it in the supermarket. Or
I know Chicory's got a bunch of good stuff like that, but it's like $1 million for a teaspoon.
What's like your go-to meal after like a day? Like you have a good day, you ran in the morning, workout. Like, what's your high macros meal that you want?
The anabolic feast.
Yeah, that's
Post workout.
Well, honestly, KA usually has pretty good stuff. Like, I'll try to avoid the goy when possible. So if they've just got like fried food, I'll probably fade it. But usually KA, they have some sort of high protein option, so I'll go there. But if I am making my own food, I'm going usually Burger Bowl. I'll do some ground beef, caramelized onions, spinach, maybe some peppers, and some sort of usually raw Parmesan cheese, and then some eggs.
Sounds fire.
That
Yeah,
sounds
I mean
good.
it's good stuff, bro.
That does
It's really
sound
good.
Have you always had a passion for cooking, or did you recently, like, kind of through your fitness journey, develop a more of a passion to cook and like try out new recipes and find good recipes?
Yeah, I definitely think through the fitness, I've definitely tried out new recipes for sure. I've always really enjoyed cooking, honestly. Like it's kind of like mindless and you're just kind of doing your own thing. But yeah, definitely through the fitness, I've tried a lot of new recipes, so that's been really fun.
If you have one, what's your go-to cheat meal?
Go-to cheat meal. See, I have an interesting take about cheat meals is that I love my diet so much that it doesn't really even feel like a diet. So like I never have like a planned cheat meal. Like, okay, I'm going to do this cheat meal. Like I can't even think about the last cheat meal I've honestly had, to be honest. But like I'm never going to restrict myself. Like if I'm at a party and they've got Chick-fil-A sandwiches with fries and Chick-fil-A sauce, I'll eat it. Cause like I'm not gonna I don't have like a restrictive diet of like I can't eat this, I can't eat that. But like I'm never gonna go out of my way to seek it because I never have it in my house in general. But if you wanted me to like give an actual cheat meal of it would either be pizza or probably a fried chicken sandwich. I mean, Chick-fil-A is so good. Five Guys, I would put that up there. I love a milkshake. But golly, Five Guys, man, you get a burger, fries, and a milkshake, it's like nearly $30 now. So,
Yeah.
But
That is true.
probably one of those options.
Inflation in this country.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
Jack. Yeah.
So around Oxford, where do you like to run? Where's your favorite place if you're just going on a run and no plan in mind? Where's your ideal place that you like to run?
Out my front door, usually. It usually ends up going around the square at some point. When I was running longer distances, it would be towards Sardis Lake. They have like a long.
I live out by there.
Yeah,
I think I've seen you run by there before.
Yeah, they just have one long road, fields on either side, very peaceful. So if that's a long run, I'll do that. But really, obviously the track too, the Oxford Middle School track. I mean, if it's in the AM, I'll go there. But usually I kind of just run around Oxford or out my front door. Oxford's kind of a hilly place in general, so you just kind of accept the hills.
You did a marathon, correct?
I did one in December.
Yeah, how'd you train for that?
That was the start of the running journey. That was like the whole theme of what I was posting first semester was basically my journey of starting with zero as a runner, like no running experience, no running history at all, to running a marathon. So I just looked up on YouTube, did a lot of research through ChatGPT, different running YouTubers, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, you can find out so much through social media of how to train for something properly. And then once I grasped the overall knowledge of, okay, this is how you train for a marathon, this is how you get better at running, I wrote my own plan. But yeah, that was a great journey.
No, that was definitely really impressive. I don't think I could ever run a marathon. That does not seem very appealing.
You could do it.
It'd
Chris.
take me like 18 hours, but eventually maybe one day. And we had a package deal that if you sponsor a certain amount of money, you get a shout out on the podcast. So I'm going to read those off really quick. Shout out to Beta Theta Pi, Delta Psi, Pi Cap, SAE, CPH, Tannehill, Carmian, and Manual for sponsoring our Match for Mental Health tournament, where we were able to raise $10,000 to the University Counseling Center. All that money going to a great place, really helping out a lot of people. And we really appreciate everyone who was able to come out. And we'll be doing it again next year as well, so make sure you sign up. But coming back to some of your social media stuff, we know you usually have great cures for hangovers. What was your worst hangover?
Worst hangover, man. That's a good question. I mean, as far as a worst hangover, I usually just try and wake up and beat it as soon as possible so I don't let it truly affect me. But probably a night where I had too many shots of tequila.
A big tequila?
Yeah.
Braden Waters told me that you guys both tequila is definitely your drink.
Okay. Yeah. Brayton likes tequila too. Yeah.
Yeah. I will Braden told me to ask you. I heard that you have a very interesting story about last year at the ski trip on Copper Mountain that with a bar or something with your ID. There's
Holy mackerel. Yeah. Yeah, I do have a very, very interesting story. So last year, yes, me and my K buddies, Braden was one of them, went to Copper Mountain for the fraternity ski trip. And we had been in this bar. I mean, I'm 21. We went to this bar right on the resort of where we were staying. Went there the night before, no problems. Went back the day before, and this guy's looking at my ID. I hadn't gotten like my horizontal yet because I recently turned 21, and he was looking at it, and he just was like, "No, this is a fake ID." I was like, "I'm telling you, it's real. I mean, this is a real ID,
A fake vertical ID.
yeah, like a fake vertical ID." Like he was like, there was a little sort of scratch in the paper on the top left. He was basically nearly ripped the entire thing off. I'm like, man, this is a real ID. Like I'm telling you, it's a real ID. He's like,
It's happened to me. I have a virtual ID.
yeah. And he was just giving me a hard time about that. And I'm like, dude, I was here yesterday. He's like, nah, I'm sorry, I'm taking this. I'm like, well, I got a flight in 2 days. I'm going to need that back. And he was like, nope, you're going to need to call the cops. Called the cops who were 30 minutes away in a nearby town, came all the way, got the ID just for him to say, yeah, you're good. And he was basically saying, hey, if this comes back real, you guys come back, get some free drinks. So we came back, a couple hours later. And when he saw us, his face was distraught, was in shambles. And, me, I bring in, all my friends in. It's like, all right, we're here. I'm here for the free drinks. And he's like, just give him the beer. Just give him the beer. Just give him the beer. He could not handle himself for it being fake. I don't know. But that was I'll never forget that story of Copper Mountain because it was a real ID. And this guy just, something about it. He had a power trip and just couldn't let it slide. So
that's funny.
yeah, it was a good story.
This is more of an in-depth question. What does success mean to you now versus 5 years ago?
Wow, what a turn. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I had that written down. I don't know how
What does success mean to me now back when I thought about it 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
What does success mean to me now? I think that you define what success is, right? I mean, no one is going to put a definition of what success is, but I'd personally define success. I would break it down into like two different lanes. Like I have the long-term success. I have long-term goals that I'm working towards, and I also have short-term goals. So that kind of breaks it up a little bit better. I think if you just have like multiple long-term goals and you're just working towards those, you don't take small victories like on the way there. So I like to also challenge myself to get monthly goals every 6 months. I think that's really a good way to break it down. But of how I define success, you define it. I mean, everyone has their own version of success. For me, that's just waking up and trying to be better than I was yesterday. So
True.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years with this whole journey that you're on? Do you want to continue on the social media journey? And how do you see that evolving over the next couple years of your life after you graduate?
Yeah, that's a good question. I totally see myself continuing the social media. I've been posting now I just hit 9 months the other day, and I told myself that I was going to post every day for a year and see where I was. So once that year hits, I'll reevaluate and see how I want to attack it. But I'm definitely going to continue social media because I just feel like there's so many different benefits. There's so many different experiences that I've gained from it. There's so many people that I want to help through it. So I'm definitely going to continue posting on social media. I'm going into real estate after college, but the dream life would be posted on social media, selling commercial houses, and just continuing the journey.
Who's
Yeah.
who's your favorite connect? Or I've got two questions. First one is how have you been? Like, what are your thoughts on like your progress so far with social media? Like, are you happy with like the amount of interactions you're getting and everything? Like, you think you're going at a good pace?
I feel like recently I've seen a lot of, as far as numbers and success goes with the page, talking purely that, my biggest growth has been in the last about month and a half, 2 months. My account's like nearly doubled in followers. My views have nearly 5x'd from 3 months ago. And I've actually am now starting to work with some companies now. So that success has been extremely rewarding. I'm super blessed to have to be able to say that I can do that. But what was the second half of the question?
My second half of the question was, yeah, you answered the first part. Was speaking of like all the connections you've been making, who's your favorite connection so far?
Probably the newest partner, Whipped Energy, that I just partnered with. Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad to have partnered with them because I actually enjoy the product.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't have partnered with them if I didn't actually believe in the product. It's basically a caffeinated pouch with B6, B12 minerals and all natural caffeine derived from green tea and coffee bean extract. And it's basically like a Alani replacement. Like Alani has a laundry list of ingredients, and this has really good ingredients, all natural ingredients in it. So you can get one with more caffeine than not, but it's also easy. Like you don't have to go to a store to buy it. You just got it. And
can you like actually feel the effects?
I personally can. I really like it. I love caffeine. I have the 200 milligram right now.
There's a 200 milligram pouch.
There's a 200 milligram and a 100 milligram. And
it's like the same as like a Ghost.
The same as like a Ghost. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And you feel the effects for, I mean, you definitely get a hit, but you feel it for over about 4 hours. So,
really?
That's awesome.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
So with your social media journey, I know for sure you've probably received a lot of negative feedback and people that are kind of haters and want to like look down. But how do you manage that, and how do you like come out of that and still like stay determined for your goals and kind of keep on your path instead of letting anybody else distract you from towards your goals?
As far as the haters go, I love them because when someone is hating on me, I know that I'm doing something right. You know, if someone's going to go out of the way to comment, or I mean, being on campus here, I get a lot of hate in person. So whenever someone goes out of their way to hate, I know that I'm doing something right. So yeah, I love the haters, but I have so many people that genuinely support me too. So it's really easy to ignore the hate when I have so many people that genuinely support me. So I just appreciate everyone who on campus supports me, who follows along with the page, because you're why I do it. So
that's a good answer.
Awesome.
But going back to your connections and everything, and you said you have only been like working with the pouch company because you truly believe the project or their product. Have there been like companies that have reached out to you that you like think are trying to like promote just trash?
I mean, there's been certain companies that have reached out and they don't have necessarily like anything outstanding about their product. It's just like a general like supplement company, and they're just wanting me to promote their page. So, I mean, I've been posting now, like I said, for 9 months. Like I wasn't just going to take a partnership that I didn't actually believe in because I've been working so long on it. So yeah, it's all about sort of the vision for the company too. Like I want them to align with also my brand of what I'm preaching as well. So yeah.
And that's definitely a good thing because I'm sure there's plenty of people that are just trying to like get some free publicity, and they'll do whatever even if their company is awful.
But here's the thing, dude, about the social media. Like, this is real. Like, I look at it like your question earlier. Like, I look at it. It's just the beginning of like me posting. Like, I only have 2,500 followers. Like, people know me on campus here because I post. But I truly look at it like this is just the beginning of the journey that I want to go on, the vision that I'm trying to capture. This is just the beginning. So I'm really excited for where I am, but yeah, I definitely want to keep growing my page. I definitely want to keep my message the same, and I just hope that if you do meet me, I'm the same guy on the camera as I am off the camera. I mean, I'm just a college dude who posts my life. So yeah,
true.
Do you have any other collaborations that you're working towards in the future, like with different influencers or people that are on social media?
I do. I've done a couple collaborations with different people who, as far as post content.
I've seen that bodybuilder guy. How'd you meet him?
Yeah, I follow him on social media. He's a bodybuilder.
Is he a student as well?
Yes, he's a student as well. There's another student who is into fitness. I've done a collaboration with him before. I recently just did one with the Night Shift and Hallie Reeves. She does like podcasts and interviews and questions around the school and whatnot. And I actually have a couple more in the works. I won't spoil, but yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people who do content here in Oxford, so I want to collaborate with as many as possible. So,
Awesome.
and to you guys, thanks for having me on. Too.
Yeah.
Of course. No,
So-
Absolutely.
thanks for coming
Yeah.
on. We're trying to get this back up and going again. We've got some great people coming on in the future, and you're just the first of many. So
Okay, yeah, I'm glad
we're
to be
starting out
first.
strong. That's another good question. So, speaking of, so you said you have there's a fake Twitter page for you. I feel like this is a good way to transition. Do you think social media helps or harms society?
I feel like social media helps or harms society. I think that I'll say this. I think that as far as learning goes, you can learn so much through social media. Like you have all this power on the tip of your phone. One thing I'll say about social media is that it's not being social anymore. Like we were just talking about collabs. I want to collab with everyone. I want to meet everyone because I feel like people aren't actually being social on social media. Like that's how it all started. You meet someone through your video, you meet someone through social media, you actually meet and form a friendship. I feel like that part of it is dwindling away. Like people are just posting, they're just doom scrolling, brain rot. That part of social media, I feel like really needs to come back. So I'm focused heavily on collaborating with as many people as I can, meeting as many people through social media as I can. Because like I said, that part of it is just not emphasized enough. The second part of the question too that I'll answer is like, I feel like it's low key kind of hard to grow up in our generation because you can go down so many rabbit holes with social media and get like nearly brainwashed with some of like the things that you can go down, or you can go down this avenue and, you know, you can just doom scroll for hours. And I feel like you need to have a lot of discipline and have control over your mind, not to just scroll for hours or go down, like I said, these different rabbit holes, because you can seriously get yourself in trouble with social media.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. My screen time is probably not where it needs to be.
Yeah, my screen time is definitely high too. Yeah.
Instagram Reels are awesome, though. I'm never going to delete that.
So what does your typical daily routine look like with, I know you said you post every day, and I've talked to some of your friends who say that, you know, you're always working towards new videos, editing multiple videos per day, and just with that constant trying to be active on social media and make all those posts. What does your routine look like in that, on top of school, on top of fitness and life?
Dude, that's a great question. Yeah, recently I've been upping the volume of the videos. I'll try and post 2 to 3 times of main feed posts a day to my followers, and then I'll try and get at least 3 trial reels a day, which is posted to non-followers first only. And yeah, I mean, the routine is, I mean, you know, the morning routine is wake up, get some sort of physical activity, get
Black
the journal,
coffee.
Journal and Bible, and just get my mind right. And yeah, I mean, if I'm not filming, I'm usually editing. I have 4 classes that I'm in right now. It's my last semester, so classes aren't too bad. But last week, this week, I guess, was test week. So I set a good time for studying. But yeah, I mean, if I'm not in the gym, I'm usually filming some sort of video. I'm usually editing. I usually try and set up after dinner. I'll set up about 2 hours just to hammer in editing, voiceovers, and just sort of plan out my week of posting. So,
You gonna be doing any content over spring break?
of course, yeah.
Any plans?
Yes, I'm going to Puerto Rico over spring break, so I'm really excited. What about you? What do you got on?
I'm going to Rosemary.
You going to Rosemary?
Yeah, so
okay.
Freshman
that's W.
Dustin.
Nice.
Oh, And Wagner with a slight needle.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's,
What about-
he's
what-
actually going to Destin, though.
I'm
so-
going-
Oh, you going to Destin?
Yes.
No, I'm going
He's
to
lying.
I'm going to
He's
Punta
Oh, you're going to Punta Cana. Okay, so that's gonna be really good. Who are you? You got a good
Yeah,
group?
we got a good group. A couple of my friends. One of my friends was like a ambassador thing for one of
Okay.
those like college trips, and so
Awesome.
got a bunch of our friends going. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. So
Awesome.
What made you pick Puerto Rico?
Truly, and just made it out the group chat. Honestly, like Carter was just texting on it, and then everyone's like, "Man," and then it just actually happened. So
So I gotta hear. I saw Peyton Denny hit an incredible VO2 max. I'm curious about the science of what goes into VO2 max and
yes.
like what makes that VO2 so impressive.
I'm so happy you asked that. Well, first off, Peyton Denny, we're going to need to get that VO2 max checked. 65, I have never seen, of course, I've seen online people with crazy VO2 maxes, but 65 is, I mean, some Ironman people don't even have that high of a VO2 max. Basically, what VO2 max is how efficient you are at using oxygen, basically, right? How efficient your body is using oxygen, how can it clear the lactic out of your bloodstream before it builds up. That's like the whole overall premise of VO2 max. So it's a huge indicator of how fit you are, how long you'll live, like a huge indicator of that. But yeah, we were on the track with the run club. And after the workout, Peyton Denny's VO2 max is 65, which is like, for example, like an average VO2 max is like 45, you know? And I would think that's pretty good, honestly. That's
What's your VO2 max?
Mine's 55. So his is 10 higher than mine, and I run 5 times a week. And yeah, Peyton is, I mean, first off, he's in incredible shape, but he also has great genetics too. Genetics play a huge part in VO2 max and how well you are at, using oxygen.
What about Miles? How's his VO2 compared to Peyton?
And see, Miles' VO2 max is excellent as well. I think his is around a 59, 58.
Are we going to have a VO2 max off?
Yeah, the brothers. Well, obviously, Miles, his name is Miles. So he should be able to put in those miles like nothing. But P. Denny, he's got him beat. I mean, 65 is like, that's actually, yeah.
What's your VO2 max?
56.
Wow.
56? Okay, so yours is really good too.
Let's check the whoop.
Yeah, check the whoop. Do they do a VO2 max?
It went down one this week. It's 55.
55?
56.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's solid.
Yep.
I think honestly anything above a 50, that's like, I think that's really good. I think it's really good. So that's a good question. Yeah, they actually are running one on campus right now. They're running a VO2 max test. They're running a bike one, which they basically hook up your face to this oxygen mask.
Yeah.
And they basically measure your oxygen in your blood, basically.
Oh, nice.
So they do it on a bike, which, I like the bike one, but I would like to do, there's also a running one that you do in a treadmill.
Oh, yeah, I've seen videos of that.
Yeah, so those ones I feel like I would be better at, but I don't bike much, but it's supposed to be similar.
Those are more
So-
accurate than the ones like the Garmin and the Whoop.
Totally, yeah. Those are legitimately measuring how much oxygen you have in your blood, how efficient you are at clearing the lactic. So those ones are like highly accurate. Like it's an actual entire breakdown of not even just the VO2 max, but a ton of other metrics that I don't even know. But
Speaking of max, what are your maxes in the gym?
what are my maxes in the gym? I really don't do a whole lot. I mean, you're asking like bench, squat, deadlift, like
Mhm.
max. See, I don't really do a lot of maxes. Like my style of training is just to be as sort of optimal as possible with my running and also being strong and also looking and feeling good. Like I said, I only work out probably 2 or 3 times a week. I focus a lot on dips and pull-ups and incline. Shoulders are very important, but I mean, it's probably been like 2 years since the last time I've benched. I mean, I went, you go through your phase where it's like, all right, I'm gonna get 225. I'm gonna try and get 315. But yeah, haven't benched in years. But yeah, I focus heavily on dips, shoulders, legs. Do a lot of squatting. but it's never like to the max out failure because I also don't want to risk injury either. So,
No, I feel that.
yeah. What about you guys? Are you guys hitting maxes in the gym?
I'm not a big lifter. I don't like to.
Okay.
I don't really do all that. I'd rather do cardio.
Cardio? Okay.
Or
Fair.
go golf or like I like
Okay.
to like if I
Big
walk.
golfer.
Yeah.
But like if I walk and golf, like that's good exercise and stuff.
It is.
Get those steps in and stuff. So
Definitely got to step max. Yeah. Are you big? You seem like a bencher, Grayson.
I enjoy bench press. But,
Okay.
I don't
So what
know.
are you? Are you throwing up? What
Not
are you
as-
throwing up, dude?
Not as much as I wish. When I was in Spain, I didn't have access to a gym that kind of knocked off a couple pounds.
Okay.
But
Fair.
I mean, I'm at a decent number.
Good.
But another good one. All right, so this is from Braden. He wants to know who's the better player between y'all
Super Sluggers.
for Super Sluggers.
Well, we actually played last night, and it's been back and forth. It started out Braden was winning.
Is this like the Mario Super Sluggers?
This is the Mario Super Sluggers. We've
I used to
recently
have that game. Is it on the Wii?
on the Wii.
I need a Wii.
Goated Wii game. Once it hits about 8:30, that's the boys' rot time. Chill sack, and yeah, it's usually Mario Super Sluggers. So yeah, as far as Braden goes, he was beating me at the beginning, but now I've sort of evened up this. I've currently got the belt right now as far as the friend group goes, but
So you won last night?
I won last night. Yeah, I took him down.
That answers that question. DJ Stobbe is the best Super Sluggers player.
Yeah, whoever's out there and wants to play Sluggers, send me a DM on Gram and we'll get it going.
that's awesome. Well, DJ, it was very great having you on. We appreciate your time and excited to see what future has in store for you in your fitness and Instagram social media journey. So
Yeah, no,
Thank you,
Really
guys.
appreciate everything. It was definitely a pleasure.
I appreciate you guys having me on.